What's up, my people? It's Cat Sports again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast channel, anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. Dre Finest. What's up, Dre Ski? How you doing this afternoon, bro? Gregory Pratt, what's going on, GP? How you be? Freestyle Media Sports in the building early with me today. What's up, Freestyle Media? Good to see you on this Sunday afternoon. How is everybody today anyway? I'm doing all right. Get ready to do a little boxing talk. Now, I know I always say this is a sports channel. So let's talk some sports in my opening. Because although my show is primarily geared towards boxing, it is a sports show. And we have talked about other sports, okay? So anyone in the chat can bring up other sports if they want to. And we'll talk about them. Okay? Now, I'm not bragging, but I'm well versed in a number of sports. Okay? And there's a lot going on in the sports world right now. It's just a great time to be a sports fan, right? I mean, we're in week 15 of the NFL season today, with plenty of football games going on. And we're hitting full speed ahead towards the NFL playoffs. The NBA season is in full swing and giving us top-level basketball action daily, right? And the National Hockey League is rolling along, showcasing their versatile athletes. And the sport called boxing that we love has been on fire all year. Right? And these next couple of weeks of fights coming up promises to end 2023 just as good, or if not better, than any 2-week stretch we've had this entire year. Okay? Now, it's just a great year. It's just a great time to be a sports fan, you know? And today is my 50th show, right? Now, the first 25 to 30 shows was mainly just me and a few other people. Matter of fact, Just Do Boxing was actually the first person to ever come into one of my chats and make a comment. Because I was coming on late at night back then. Okay. I had a few supporters, had a few regulars. T. Hill was usually around. We did a couple marathons. Some of my other early supporters included J Hardcore, D for the Win, Dre Finest, Miss B, Florida's Mentality, Aunt McQueen, Gregory Pratt, GP, B and Boxing News for some of the people that came on with me late night back then. But anyway, congratulations, Cat Sports, on 50 shows. Now let's get into this 50th show, everybody. Let me see. We had a couple good big fights last night. We got some talk going on in the chat already. GP says we could have been anywhere else in the world, but we are here with, I appreciate that, here with me. That's very true. I appreciate it. Yeah, that is so true, GP. I really appreciate that, man. And I'm gonna try to do my best to make it entertaining. Draymond, what's going on with Draymond? Uh-oh, I haven't heard anything. Draymond Green? I'm gonna have to check into that. You mean the basketball player Draymond Green, huh? Something that happened with Draymond? Oh man, I'm gonna check into that in a minute. But first of all, I want to take a quick look at these. Friday night we had a fight, Franchon. Deja had everybody fooled, including me. She made me go against my homegirl. I went for Shadeja. Franchon is my homegirl. Ain't that something? Thanks, DP, Dre. Appreciate y'all. Y'all is a big part of the reason that I made it to 50 shows, man. Draymond. Let me check something right quick. Freestyle and pipe my curiosity. I haven't really been following the NBA yet. I don't really get into that until, when football is winding down, like toward the end of the playoff, Super Bowl. Then I really start getting into the NBA pretty deep. Well, Draymond is always doing something, though, I mean, remember he called Kevin Durant the beat a couple years ago, and then he punched the young guy in the face. That was last season, wasn't it? The young teammate he punched in the face, and then he stepped on the guy laying on the floor during last season. So, I'm not surprised if Draymond is mixed up in the middle of some kind of controversy, because he always is. I'd be surprised if he could go through a whole season and didn't get mixed up in some controversy. Okay, it says he was suspended. For what this time? On-court altercation. So he got into another fight. That's not anything new for Draymond. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, freestyle. I didn't know, but yeah, he got it. Who did he get in a fight with? Little guys. I remember when that guy on Cleveland, that big 7-footer, but 6'11" guy on Cleveland that year, put that ball in Draymond's face. Draymond didn't do shit. But he can knock out a little 6'1" guy. Yeah. The guy on Cleveland, 6'11", almost 300 pounds, up there in Shaq territory. He swung on Yusef Nurkic, foreigner guy. Yeah. But I bet the guy's probably a guard or something. He cost the Warriors a championship one year when he did that mess, and he got suspended for game 6. And Cleveland came back and beat him. But let's take a look at these fights from last night real quick. Yeah, he got suspended. I don't know why they keep him. He's a good player, but sometimes your off-court activity outweigh your talents, and it's not worth keeping you, No matter how good you are, you're a negative influence on the team off the court. Sometimes that comes onto the court, and it's just not good. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at this fight from Friday night first. Franchon and Shadeja. Right. Now, Shadeja came in as an 8-1 favorite to win this fight. Okay. Now, Franchon boxed her way to a 10-round unanimous decision. And Shadeja was previously unbeaten and heavily favored in this fight. And the scores were 98-92, 97-93, 97-93. A little wide, you know. Most people I talked to had Shadeja, had Shadeja to pick Shadeja to win the fight. Okay. Now, Franchon consistently smothered Shadeja's power, and she outworked her, right? And she regained her WBC super middleweight belt, one of the belts, because she lost all 4 of them to Savannah Marshall. So Franchon got one of her belts back. Yep. It was an ugly fight, right? It was more clinching than it was punching. Seriously. Like I said, Shadeja came in as an 8-1 favorite. But she couldn't catch Franchon with those type of shots that had helped her knock out 11 of her first 13 professional opponents. You know? Just couldn't get in on Franchon. She got in, but, Franchon was clinching and Shadeja just couldn't figure any way around it. Franchon had a 4-inch reach advantage, too. Yep. Now, in the opening round, neither one of them landed that many punches. But Franchon got warned late in the round for hitting Shadeja in the back of the head. Yep. Then over the next few rounds, they started to exchange some hard punches, but it was still more clinching done than fighting. Then as the fight got into the middle rounds, Franchon started having a little success working behind her jab, It seemed to me like Shadeja was reluctant to let her hands go, And as we got into the middle round, Franchon started to build a little comfortable lead on her, too, on the cards. Well, Franchon went down in the 7th round, but the referee ruled it a slip. Now, when we got to the 8th and the 9th round, Shadeja began to let her hands go more. And in those couple rounds, she landed more punches than at any other time in the fight. Yep. But Franchon tied her up enough where Shadeja couldn't build any kind of momentum or anything. Okay. Gregory Pratt says, not me, that's why I stayed away with my opinion. Green never been a volume puncher, but she carries a lot of power. That's what made me think way before the fight. Yeah, she's never been a volume puncher, but she normally get those shots in, but she just couldn't get them in on Franchon. Plus, Franchon had the reach on her. So, as soon as Shadeja, because at one point, at one range, Franchon could reach her, but Shadeja couldn't reach Franchon. And as soon as Shadeja got in reach where she could touch Franchon grabbed her ass. Yup. And then by the 10th round, I thought Shadeja needed a knockout. When they got to the 10th round, yeah. She was in need of knockout territory. But she couldn't land anything big. Franchon got the unanimous decision. Yeah. So Franchon goes to 9-2, 2 knockouts. She only got 2 knockouts. That was Shadeja's first loss. And she drops to 13-1 now with 11 knockouts. That's still a pretty good knockout rate, still around 80%. Yeah. Yeah, but I know a lot of people were surprised. I was. Like I said, I went against my homegirl. Yeah. Then the card in Minneapolis, that was headlined by David Morrell and Tina Agbiko. They had 3 cards on the televised version. And the first one was the rematch from years ago, Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto. Yep. And Guerrero won the rematch 11 years after the first fight took place by unanimous decision. Okay? Now, this fight wasn't anywhere near the slugfest between the 2 fighters when they was in their primes, the 2 40-year-olds. But it was a good fight. Both of them gave decent performances. You know, neither one of them embarrassed herself. Yeah. I'm not sure, GP, because Savannah Marshall is a champion in recess, and if she wants to fight, she get the first shot at franchise for a rematch. But I didn't hear anything about. I didn't hear Fred Charm really say. I thought I heard her say she would like to have the rematch with Savannah. You know, and Savannah would have first shot because she's the champion in recess. Because she didn't drop the belt. You know, they just took it because she was hurt and couldn't honor her mandatory. But they made her champion in recess, and that means whenever you get well over your injury and come back, you get the first shot to fight for the belt, whoever has it. Yeah, so if Savannah wants to rematch with Franchon, she can get it, you know. But I wouldn't mind seeing her in the GOAT, because both of them beat her, you know. Which one would you rather see, GP? Savannah or the GOAT against Franchon? I don't know. I'd like to see her get another shot at Savannah, you know. Yeah. That's what I would like to see. But the GOAT wouldn't be bad either now, you know. But Guerrero and Berto, yeah, it wasn't nowhere near the fight they had, exciting matchup they had 11 years ago. But they both gave a decent performance. Guerrero started to fight boxing, but after a slow start, he turned the fight around by using the same type of roughhouse tactics he won the first fight with. Yep. And Berto hadn't fought in over 5 years. But he still had the superior hand speed between the two. And he just didn't have the skills to be effective in this fight, you know. His skills had diminished a lot. But he didn't embarrass himself, you know. But Guerrero got a wide decision, 98-92, 98-92, and 99-91. And both of them are veteran fighters. Guerrero had the nerve to stand there and say, oh, he wants to see if he can get back to championship level. Come on, Guerrero. Who are you going to beat other than Andre Berto? Come on, man. Don't do that. And the fight was at 149 catch weight, so he would either be at 147 or 154. Them young killers would eat him alive, man. Imagine Boots, even Barrios, Cody Crowley, Stanionis, Conor Ben, some of the guys at 147. What the hell is Guerrero gonna do with them young guys, man? His 40-year-old ass. And then he went up to 54. Bare Knuckles boxing. Bare Knuckles and boxing talk. What's up, bro? How you doing? We're just looking at a few of the fights from last night. Yeah, but Guerrero had the nerve to stand there and say he's trying to get back to championship level, man. Forget it. Don't play with us like that. You will never see another championship belt. Unless it's some European, Southeastern British title or some nonsense like that. You won't see no WBA, WBC, IBF, or WBO, that's for sure. But you know, that was his 45th fight. His record is now 38-6, one draw, 20 knockouts. That was Berto's 38th fight. He's 32-6 with 24 knockouts. They got a bag for Christmas. Hopefully we've seen the last of them, unless they have a trilogy. Wouldn't that be crazy? You mean the likes? Well, I'm pulling up on 600 subscribers, and I got 12 likes right now, which ain't bad. I only been on like a half hour. Bare Knuckles in the building. And then the next fight on that card was Rayo. Jose Valenzuela and Chris Colbert. Poor Chris Colbert, man. All that trash he talked leading up to that fight. Get beat like that, man. Rayo stopped Colbert in the 6th round. And you got to give Cobra credit. He showed some toughness in the fight, okay? But Rayo just overwhelmed him with superior firepower, that's all. Now, he dropped Cobra in the first round. He was all over him, had him on the ropes, unloading on him. And the referee ruled that the ropes was holding Cobra up, okay? So he gave him the standing yank, and he made it out of the round, right? Oh, Bill Knuckles say he still need like 25. Like, yeah. Yeah, them shorts will get you those 25 real fast, Bill Knuckles. That's how you get those subscribers real fast, those shorts. Yeah. Now, throughout the fight, Rayo kept Cobra on the back foot, and he dominated most of the fight. But like I said, Cobra deserves some credit for toughness he displayed. He had some moments in the fight, yeah. But in the 6th round, Rayo ended it with one punch. It was a nasty right hook, and it put Cobra away. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. What's up, Bruce Gas? Just taking a quick look at some of the fights last night, that's all. That's all. And yeah, Rayo dropped him with that right hook in the 6th round, and that was the end of it. Now, that was a revenge fight for Rayo because he lost a controversial decision to Cobra earlier this year. And this was also a WBA title eliminator, right? And after the fight, Rayo said he would like to fight Gervonta Davis next. Tank was just recently elevated to WBA Super Champion. Okay. But nah, Rayo, you ain't getting that fight. You know. But Rayo's record goes to 13 wins, 2 losses, 9 knockouts. That was Cobra's 2nd loss. He goes to 17-2, 6 knockouts. Okay. And the main event on that card was David Morrell against Cena Agbiko. And Morrell smashed Agbiko inside of 2 rounds, man. And that's exactly the type of performance that most people expected from him, you know. Morrell overpowered the game, but way overmatched Agbiko, you know. And there's not much else to say about that fight, you know. That's what it was, right? Now, to me, the book is still out on Morrell, right? Because he still has more promise than he got achievements to me. That's just me, right? He says he's ready for the big fights in 2024, and he says he really wants to fight Benavidez. But I say, be careful what you wish for. But hey, a lot of people are saying he's ready. He's saying he's ready. I ain't gonna go back and forth. Put him in there. You know, put him on in there with the Mexican monster there. That'll stop all the talk. One way or the other. He's either gonna show he's ready, or he's gonna show that he wasn't ready. Okay? I'm tired of going back and forth on it. Put him in there. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, let's go to Arizona for the big unification card. Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Sonny Edwards. Now, they had 8 fights on that card. I'm just going to go over the main one. But I will tell you who won the other fights. That's true, Bruce Gas. When you wear a belt, you need to take on the best. You are right. 100%. 100%. That's what boxing is supposed to be all about. You're supposed to want to fight the best. Okay? Nobody shouldn't have to force you to it. You know? You're the champion. Prove it. And you're supposed to want to prove it. You know? That's the boxing I was raised up in. Somebody come in your division talking trash, that's supposed to be your next fight. You know? You don't want to hear about we don't want to hear about no They've got business and sense and all that nonsense. Get in there and fight, man. Make it make business and sense. Yeah. But the business side is coming nowadays and taking over, and it messes up so many fights. Mike Masick. How are you, my brother? Let's talk a little bit about the fights last night, that's all, on a Sunday afternoon. How's everybody team doing? I know it's early into first game, 2:30. My team played the night game tonight. My Ravens played the Jaguars. And since I've been doing this in the afternoon on Sunday, I've been lucky because I usually be at the game, but so far they've been either on the road since I've been doing this on Sunday afternoon, or they played on Thursday, or they played Sunday night. One time they had to bye. I've been lucky so far. Yeah. But yeah, my Ravens got there. What them Eagles doing today, Gregory Pratt? CP? What them Eagles doing today? Who they playing? You got to get that bounce. Wasn't it Dallas last week? You got to get that bounce back win. Now, on the Radio Sonny Edwards card, the first fight was Alberto Gonzalez. He beat Alexis Eduardo, second round knockout. And that was in the featherweight division. Then in the next fight, one of the McGrail brothers fought. They both fought on the card, but this first fight was Joe McGrail. He beat Edgar Ortiz Jr., second round TKO, also in the featherweight division. The next fight was, Bam put on a show, Mike Mason. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. The next fight was Junaid Boston. He beat Gordy Russell. 8-round unanimous decision. 79-73, 3 times. All cards. Super welterweight. Pretty wide decision. Okay. I think he won every round except for one. Then the next fight was Arturo Kopaka. He beat Carlos Mujica. 4th round TKO. Super bantamweights. Then the other McGrail brother lost his fight. Peter McGrail lost to Jericho O'Quinn. 5th round knockout. Also in the super bantamweight division. Bilal Yafai beat Rocco Santamaro. 10-round unanimous decision. Flyweight division. 99-91, 98-93, and 97-93. Pretty kind of wide. The co-man was Murahan, you know what I'm talking about, Akhmadaliev. I think I got that last name just about right. Akhmadaliev beat Kevin Gonzalez. 8th round TKO. Super bantamweights. Then in the main event, Bam versus Sonny, Jesse Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards. Bam outpunched Edwards for a 10th round stoppage. Okay? Good fight. You're right, Mike Mason. Bam put on a show. Bam is going on my pound for pound list. I don't know who's coming off, but Bam is going on next one I make. Yeah. Now, Bam added the IBF belt from Sonny Edwards to his arsenal. He already had the WBO belt at flyweight, so he's now a 2-belt champion at flyweight. Bam Rodriguez. Okay. Now in the final seconds of the 9th round, Bam landed a vicious left to Sonny's jaw, then dropped him on his face, right? Now Edwards got up and finished the round on his feet, but he didn't come out for round 10 because his corner threw the towel in. Yeah, that was a good move. Yeah. He was done. He had been taking major punishment over the last few rounds, and he had cuts at both eyes. One eye was almost swollen shut. Looked like his orbital bone or something was broken around, or the upper jaw or something was broken, man. The way his face looked. I haven't heard anything yet, but it sure looked like it. Yeah. Oh, you knew she was going to do a thing, Uncle Trey? Deja had me fooled, man. I pictured Deja. I felt kind of bad because I went against my homegirl, man. Franchon is my fellow Baltimorean, and I went against her. And she proved me wrong, man. Felt kind of bad. Yeah. And my wife had Franchon. Lose again. Damn. The last time we had different fighters, she had Bud, I had Earl. And I was still she still was bragging about that victory. Now she got me again. Goddamn, Shadeja. I got to hear my wife for the next 6 months talking about I don't know shit about boxing. Damn. I just knew I had it that time. Damn, Shadeja. Okay. Now, in the first round, there was a lot of lead hand work done, right? And Edwards was complaining about Bam's body shots being low. You know, I don't think they was that low. They was on the belt line. But they both had the shorts up kind of high, too. You know, so they wasn't really low. Well, that's outside. Somebody doing some work across the yard there. I'm doing my live. Don't knock on my door. He wasn't getting in. My wife and my son got keys. Okay, yeah. They both had the shorts up kind of high, so I don't think the blows was low. I think they were right at belt line. Now, Edwards' left eye began swelling almost immediately after Bam landed the right hand in the second round, right? Now, earlier, this fight wasn't going like everybody thought it was because Bam was boxing well, and Edwards was sitting down on his punches way more than anybody thought he would, you know? That was kind of backwards like. Okay. And Edwards was having success scoring with his left hand as a lead and counterpunch. So he was leading with his left, and he was countering Bam with it too, and he was having success with that. The water boy. Oh no, Dre. Yeah, Sonny couldn't handle that body work, Mike. That's why I tried to say it was low. Trying to get the referee to say something to Bam, throw him up a little bit with it. But you see how high, both of them had the shorts kind of high. They wasn't low. Now, Sonny was having some success with his left hand. He was leading with it, and he was countering Bam with it early. But Bam responded well because he started landing some power shots from mid-range, right? And Sonny was feeling them power shots, man. Both levels, to the head and body, right? But Edwards was game, and he kept fighting back. Yeah, it was a good fight. But unfortunately, Sonny couldn't keep Bam from coming forward, right? And I think, the sixth round, Bam had Edwards in trouble on the ropes, landing big shots on him. But Edwards still fought back. You know, he kept fighting back. You talking about Draymond, right? Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with Draymond Green. He in trouble again. Probably some little guy. He always punching on little guy. He knocked that little guy out last year in practice, his own teammate. Remember that guy on Cleveland played with LeBron and them, the center? Can't think of his name. He put the ball right up against Draymond's face and munched, and Draymond ain't do shit. This guy was down there 7 feet, 300 pounds, up there in Shaq territory, and Draymond just walked away. Why didn't he punch him? Draymond is just a big bully, man. That's all. I don't know why Golden State keeps. He's a good player, but like you say, Dre, off the court sometimes it overweigh how good you are on the court because it can mess up your chemistry in the dressing room, locker room. You know, how you supposed to perform with a guy that doesn't just knock you out in practice, huh? Well, I ain't passing him the ball the next game. Shit, he better get the rebound. But anyway, now besides the swelling, after like around the 6th or 7th round, Sonny now had a cut under his left eye, right? So he had swelling over his left eye and a cut, right? And after the halfway point, we got like 7 right in there. It went from bad to worse for Sonny, right? All of a sudden, he had a cut over his right eye. Yeah. And he was still fighting back. Bam was starting to land some heavy shots on it then. Yeah, man. Heavy body shot, heavy power shot. Head and body. He was doing some serious damage, man. And Evans is normally a pretty good defensive fighter. Yeah. Yeah, I give it to say that, Mike. He's normally a very good defensive fighter, man. But he was getting there with brutal combinations by Bam. You know, you can see the blood spraying off of his face as he got to them late, like 8, 9. Yeah. Every time Bam hit him, you can see the blood spraying off of him, man. I was yelling, stop it, stop it. But then in round 9, that's when that vicious left to the jaw came, man. Sonny went flat down on his face. But you got to give him credit. He got up. He got up. But at the end of the round, I knew that was it. I knew he wasn't coming back out there. Yeah, they threw the towel in. Yeah. Now, after the fight, Bam called out WBC Junior Bantamweight champion Juan Francisco Estrada. He was in the audience, but he didn't get in the ring. So that'd be a good fight next. Because Bam been up to Junior Bantamweight before. Yeah. That's probably where that fight would be, and I ain't got Estrada coming down. Bam had a belt at Junior Bantamweight, I believe. Well, yeah, that'd be a good fight. I think Bam was planning on going up anyway after he got these 2 belts. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. Unification. I turned it off with a Chris Colby-Rayo fight because I think that fight started while that fight was still in progress. So I watched Bam and Sonny Evans. You hear those commentators, how biased they was for Evans in the beginning, man? That English guy, they should never have a UK guy calling another UK guy's fight if they're not in the UK. I know they're going to do it over there, but that guy was so biased, man. So biased. It was crazy. But anyway, Bam called out Juan Francisco Estrada after the fight. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know. That fight could be made. It could be made. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But how is everybody doing today? We're gonna do a little profile on Big George Foreman today in a few moments. But yeah, this Draymond situation. I'm glad that happened because I was talking about it in the opening how it's primarily geared toward boxing, but this is a sports channel, and I can talk other sports. And Draymond, man, I thought they was gonna get rid of him after the incident with Jordan Poole. That's the kid's name that he punched with Jordan Poole last year, but they kept him again. And he got suspended during the season. Remember, he stepped on the guy's chest. That might have been the playoffs. The guy laying on the floor, Draymond going to step on his chest. GP says, my glasses. I struck gold. No. Yeah, I struck gold on Colbert getting knocked out. Well, silver, because I didn't bet that much. But I saw it coming miles away. Well, you won. That's the main thing. Yeah, the 40-year-old fight. Yeah. And you hear Dre, you hear Guerrero after the fight talking about he's going to try to get back in championship level. So who is he going to beat other than Berto? Okay, the fight was at 149. So he's either going to be at 147 or 154. I can't name one person in either of those divisions that Guerrero could beat right now. Maybe 10 years ago, but not right now. I think he was just talking. He was high off of his win, feeling good. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a belt. Yeah, come on, Guerrero, stop it, man. Seeing him in there against Boots, Barrios could beat him. Cody Crowley, Conor Ben, Rashidi, Stanionis. What is 40-year-old ass gonna do against any of them? And don't even mention 54 if you go up. Because it was at 149, right? 54, Tim Zoo, Virgil up there now, Mel, Castano, the Towering Inferno. What is Robert Guerrero going to do against any of those guys? He needs to sit down somewhere, man. He got himself a nice little Christmas bag. You know, go ahead and buy your family some presents and stuff. But as far as you getting another belt, nah, it ain't happening. And like I said, he might get some European, South Atlantic championship or something. But, you know, as far as the WBO, WBC, WBA, IBF, nah, Guerrero, forget it. Forget it. Yeah. And Berto had he still had the hand speed on Guerrero. But see, Berto hadn't fought in over 5 years, man. I think Guerrero had a fight. Not recently, but within the last 5, since Berto had fought. Yeah. And he showed it, man. But he didn't embarrass himself. He gave a decent performance. You know? He earned his bag, whatever it was. And they picked the right good fight because they had the history of the good fight they had 10 years ago. So people was willing to, you know, watch it. I watched it just because it was the rematch from 10 years ago. But I'm not watching either one of them against nobody else. Not unless it's another 40-year-old. I wouldn't watch no Guerrero against Boots or Tim Zoo or nobody. He talking about he going back to championship level. What's up, Just Do Boxing? Just Do Boxing in the building. He normally comes on at 4 o'clock. I don't know if he's coming on today or not. I'm not sure. What's up, Justin? My pen done stopped working. I'm going to throw you in the trash. Yeah. We had just went over the fights from last night, just. I had picked Shadeja. I don't know what Shadeja's strategy was. I still think she's a better fighter. But just wouldn't let her hands go, man. I don't know what it was. She just wouldn't let her hands. Now around the 8th, 9th round, she started to pick it up a little. But I think Fran Chon had a big lead by then, and going into the 10th, I thought Shadeja needed a knockout, man. But now Fran Chon, I guess Savannah Marshall is next, because she's the champion in recess, right? Like I was telling GP. I think Fran Chon mentioned she would like to get that rematch. And since Savannah, she didn't get stripped or drop them really, per se. She got injured, so she wasn't able to fight, so they let Fran Chon and Shadeja fight for it. But Savannah being the champion in recess, she gets the first shot at the belt once she gets well and able to fight again. So if she wants to rematch with Fran Chon, she can get it, you know? And those women make those fights easily. You don't hear about no side of the street or no business in the way this, that. The women just make them, man. Y'all notice that? I have never heard one woman say anything about a side of a street in my life. Never. Or the business in the way, they just make the fight. You know? So we'll see what's next. I'm wondering about the GOAT. Anybody heard anything about the GOAT? Okay, just to say I won't be on today. I was supposed to interview the number 2 ranked amateur. Oh, wow. The baby do not feel well. Oh, man. Might have taken him to the hospital. Possibly he has a fever and cough. Okay, and cough now. Okay. I hope he feels better, Just Do. Okay. Just Do Boxing will be back tomorrow. I still got to get out of here at 4 because I got some things I got to do today anyway. So I'm going to roll till 4 o'clock. And I guess the next thing will be the hangout at 8 tonight. The old school, the old folks show. The old folks show. Yeah. The old folks show is good. I just, I don't participate because, I'm not on those guys' levels. I thought it was going to be the older guys that's regulars in the hangout doing the over 50 show. But it's all good, the format he got, with the experts up there. It's all good. But I'm not going up there with those guys. I'm not on those guys' level. But it's all good. So 8 o'clock tonight will be the old school show. I don't want to say old folks. Old school show. Coach Kenny, Marvin McDowell, and a guy named Gregory from Philly. I can't remember his last name. Big time Devin Haney supporter. Bruce Gass is on that level. So that'll be after me. We got a little gap in between. Watch the game this Sunday. Since Just Do ain't coming on, we can watch the games till 8 and then go on over to the hangout. Okay, let me see. We're going to talk about Big George Foreman a little bit today. So let's get ready to get into that, okay? Yeah. Hope Baby Do is feeling better soon. Okay. Everybody, let's keep Baby Do in our thoughts. Pray for him to be feeling better soon. Okay, now let's get into Big George Foreman a little bit. That's going to be because, I do a little brief profile every day on a Foreman fighter. Today is Big George. Okay. Let me take a drink of water. Water is the code word. Good. Okay. Here we go. Your junior. What you mean, your son, bare knuckles? Yeah, I got his name. I'm gonna check him. I didn't get a chance, but I definitely am. I'll probably do that today. Okay, George Foreman. Retired boxer George Foreman twice won the heavyweight title and also won an Olympic gold medal. Now he is a popular pitchman, most famously for his George Foreman grill. Okay. Who is George Foreman anyway? Okay. Oh, excuse me for 1 second. Can't find my cursor. There we go. Give me 1 minute, please. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Drop that down a notch. There we go. That's much better. Okay. What the likes looking like? 14. We got to get at least 20. Gregory Pratt says prayers out to Baby Do and the Do family. That's right. That's right. Baby Do, get better. Okay. Who is George Foreman? George Foreman won Olympic gold in 1968 and powered through boxing's heavyweight division to become world champion in 1973. He returned to the ring after a 10-year hiatus and amazingly became world champion a second time at age 45. But he's still right now today the oldest man ever to win the heavyweight title at 45, when he was 45. Before embarking on a successful post-boxing career as a pitchman and entrepreneur. He is the namesake for his George Foreman Grill products. Anybody got one of them, George Foreman Grill? I'd have seen it in operation. My brother got one. Early life and discovering boxing. Okay. George Edward Foreman was born on January 10th, 1949 in Marshall, Texas, and grew up in Houston's rough 5th Ward District. A self-proclaimed thug, he dropped out of school in the 9th grade and ran with a street gang until he joined the Job Corps in 1965. The old Job Corps. When I was young, everybody was doing nothing. I ain't going to no Job Corps. I'm going in the Army. Okay. The Job Corps provided Foreman with a connection to boxing trainer Doc Broadus, who encouraged him to apply his fighting skills in the ring. Foreman adapted quickly enough that he was named to the U.S. Olympic boxing team for the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. In October 1968, Foreman won the gold medal in the heavyweight boxing division with a second-round technical knockout of the Soviet Union's Jonas Chepelis. Yeah, them Russians was bad, man. He went pro shortly afterward. Rise and fall of a champ. Foreman versus Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, wow, yeah. And Don King was the promoter. He was doing them big promotions before the Saudis even heard of boxing. Don King did a concert that week. Oh, they remember? I know Dre Finest probably remembers. Yeah, Dre Finest remembers it. He did a 3-day concert over there. They made a movie about it. The movie is called Soul Power. It was made in 1990s. Check it out, you get a chance. I might watch that today while I'm waiting on a hangout. And he had the Godfather himself was the headliner, James Brown, included B.B. King, Bill Withers, the Spinners, the Crusaders. He just had the all-star, the who's who in soul music over there. There was quite a happening, man. And there was a 3-day concert the week of the George Foreman, Muhammad Ali fight. The Rumble in the Jungle. What's up, D for the win? D for the win in the building, y'all. Another regular member of this JBT movement we got going on here. What's up, D for the win? Good to see you. And how's everybody's team doing today? I guess we still in the early game, 3 o'clock. Getting late in the early game. My team don't play till tonight. We play the Ravens. Ravens play the Jaguars on the Sunday night game. What them Eagles doing, GP? They play the late game, or did they play today? They got a bounce back. I think wasn't the Dallas game last week? Yeah. Yeah, I like the Eagles too. But the Ravens are my number 1 team. We 10-3. Number 1 seed in the AFC so far with 4 games to go. That means if we hold on, playoffs start, everything in the AFC got to come through Baltimore. Jack. We're going to have the face of boxing and the Super Bowl champion. The Orioles get their stuff together. We'll be running sports. But okay. Rise and fall of a champ. Foreman versus Muhammad Ali. Okay. The Rumble in the Jungle. At 6 feet 3.5 inches and 218 pounds, Foreman was a fearsome ring presence who brutalized opponents with his raw power. Now, see, guys that size nowadays is playing in the NFL. You know, boxing don't get them no more. You know, them football scouts catch them in early. Before they even get in high school, they see a guy getting big. You know, they grab him. They don't get to boxing anymore. But that was the average heavyweight back in them days. There wasn't no 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". We had a few of them. Like Jerry Cooney was 6'7". But the average one was 6'3", 6'4", 220, 225, yeah. But like I say, those guys playing on the defensive linebacker in the NFL now. But anyway, he was brutalizing his opponents with his raw power. He won his first 37 professional fights before earning a shot at heavyweight champion Smoking Joe Frazier, who I profiled Friday. January 22nd, 1973, he fought Joe Frazier in Kingston, Jamaica. Foreman was the underdog against Frazier, but he shockingly knocked the champ down 6 times in 2 rounds to claim the heavyweight crown. Yeah. I remember that. Dre, remember that picture on Sports Illustrated? Foreman was behind Frazier. Frazier was like running. True story. Foreman knocked him down 6 times in 2 rounds, and after one knockdown, Frazier bounced up. Foreman was right behind him. It was on Sports Illustrated. I bet you Dre Finest remember that picture. Remember that picture, Dre? Foreman was right behind Frazier. That was crazy. Now, Foreman's reign as champion ended with a loss to Muhammad Ali in the legendary Rumble in the Jungle title belt in Kinshasa, Zaire, on October 30th, 1974. Employing his rope-a-dope technique, Ali leaned back against the ropes to deflect Foreman's thunderous punches, then turned aggressive and floored the bigger man in the 8th round. It was Foreman's only defeat by knockout in his professional career. Even when he came back at 40 years old, he still never suffered another knockout. Nope. That was the only one. The old rope-a-dope got him. Foreman's quest for another title shot was derailed with a loss to nimble-footed Jimmy Young in March 1977. Exhausted and dehydrated after the fight, Foreman claimed to have a religious awakening and retired. He went on to become a non-denominational Christian minister and founded the George Foreman Youth and Community Center in Houston. Okay? Comeback King, oldest heavyweight champion in the world, and still is. 10 years after his loss to Jimmy Young at age 38, and with an extra 50 pounds and a friendly Republic persona in tow, Foreman returned to professional boxing. Because the first time, he never smiled or anything. It was like a whole different person when he came back. People that saw him in his first career in the 70s couldn't believe it was the same George Foreman. I'm like, is that George? Cut all his hair off. Foreman failed to impress in his comeback win over Steve Zoski, but he worked himself into better shape as he knocked out a string of improving opponents and was eventually given a title shot against heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield. Although he lost the belt to Holyfield on April 19, 1991 in Atlantic City, Foreman earned praise for going the distance against the younger champion. Clad in the same red trunks he wore during his bout against Ali, the 45-year-old Foreman knocked out Michael Moore in the 10th round of their title fight on November 5th, 1994, to become the oldest heavyweight champ in history. Although he was stripped of his title belts by the World Boxing Association and the International Boxing Federation, WBA and IBF, for refusing to fight their mandated opponent, he remained one of boxing's top draws. Well, at least he had it, you know. On November 22nd, 1997, Foreman lost a controversial decision to Shannon Briggs in what turned out to be his final fight. He finished with a professional record of 76 wins, 68 by knockout, wow, and 5 losses. Well, wait, okay. Hold on for 1 second, please. Okay. Well, 76 wins and 5 losses. 5 losses out of 81 fights. Not bad at all. Is it, Gregory? Yeah, he sure does, Dre. I still can't think of that guy's name on Cleveland back in LeBron Cleveland days that munched him in the face of that ball and Draymond just walked away. Because this guy was almost 7 feet, like 270, 280. Draymond turned and walked away. but he punches a little 6'3" guy and knocks him out in practice. His teammate. Okay. Foreman was inducted to the International Boxing Hall of Fame on June 8, 2003. By that time, however, the sport that had made him a champion was practically a footnote to his famously successful career. The George Foreman Grill. Do we really want to hear about the George Foreman Grill? Nah, I don't think so. According to, I don't want to talk about that man's money either. Foreman's wives and children. Yeah, I bypassed the grill. This is boxing. What'd you say, Dre? He forgot to duck that hook. Yeah, he did. Foreman has been married 5 times and has 12 children. Come on, man. If this one hadn't worked for me, that would have been it. 5 times. Come, when did you realize it ain't for you? Damn. His first wife, Adrienne Calhoun, met Foreman on a blind date in 1970, and they married less than 2 years later. The couple divorced in 1974. In 1977, Foreman married Miss Black Teenage America, I remember her, Cynthia Lewis, who was 20 at the time, and 8 years younger than Foreman. Lewis has alleged both physical and mental abuse by Foreman during their marriage. He's married to a boxer, come on. Still ain't supposed to put his hands on a woman, but a violent man. Saying she wasn't allowed to watch TV or wear short sleeve pants or jewelry. Damn, George. The boxer didn't address the claims in his 1995 autobiography, but wrote, Cynthia had believed that we were the stars of a movie. Guy finds religion, is lost in the clouds, finds girl, and drifts back to earth, better than ever. They divorced around 1979. So the Greensboro News and Record and SF Gate have reported their marriage lasted 5 years. Next, Foreman married Sharon Goodson for less than a year, from 1981 to 1982. He quickly married Andrea Skeet, also in 1982. So he had 2 marriages in less than 2 years. Damn, George. But they divorced in 1985. Foreman married his current wife, Mary Joan Martelli, in 1985. Okay, so now that's the last almost 30 years. So he finally found the right one, okay. You know, there's somebody for everybody. Yeah. I think my phone keeps up with the chat better. Okay. Woo-wee. See, these likes, man, get on my nerves. I had 35 likes the other day. Now the same live is showing like 21. Now it's saying 26. So I don't know what to believe, man. Maybe it's 26. People have been constantly coming in, so. Tracy, him at 40 years old, he get put in a coma. Okay. Foreman's current wife, he married in 1985. So he finally found the right person. Okay. Pop was a Rolling Stone. How did you convince all your wives to name all? Yes. Ain't that something? Yeah, I'm ready to get into that now, GP. Ain't that something? All them children with the same name. What kind of wife? Okay. All of Foreman's 5 sons are named George, which he said is so they would always have something in common. Ain't that crazy? All of his sons' name is George, so they would have something in common. You their father, dummy, they got that in common. Shit, you gotta name them all the same thing. That's the first time I heard that reason, though. Wow. He has 5 biological daughters, one of them named Georgette. 5 sons named George and a daughter named George. George Foreman was a character, man. His daughters' names are Mitchie, Natalia, Leola, Georgetta, and Frida. And he's got 2 adopted daughters, Isabella and Courtney. Okay, right. George Foreman's daughter did box. Remember I was asking y'all about that the other day? I wasn't sure. Yeah. Frida had a brief career in professional boxing, going 5-1, but she died in March 2019 of an apparent suicide. Damn. George III also became a boxer, going 16-0 with 15 wins by knockout. He then became a trainer and co-founded the Everybody Fights boxing and fitness gyms with locations in 5 states. His son was 16-0 with 15 knockouts. Why did he stop? Man, he was off to a good start, wasn't he? It says one of George Foreman's sons became a boxer. He was 16-0 with 15 knockouts, and then he just stopped boxing and became a trainer. He didn't say why he stopped. It had to be a good reason because he was rolling along, man. That's a hell of a knockout rate there. You know, let me see what it is. 16 knockouts in 15 fights. 15 knockouts in 16 fights. He had a knockout rate of, oh damn, turn the calculator on, Kurt. It might work. He had a knockout rate of 93, well, might as well say 94%, 93.8. 94% knockout rate, and he just stopped. Undefeated. William Old School Ranch in the building. What's going on, Old School? Just chilling. Sunday boxing talk. We're going over looking at the life and career of George Foreman. All my pens stop working right before my eyes. I like to write down everybody's name that's been in these slides. Keep a history of each slide. You know. Everybody that came in, what we talked about. I don't know, just something for me. Okay, to remember y'all by. Okay, what's up, Old School? How your Saints doing, Old School? How bad they losing? I'm sorry, Old School. How your Saints doing, bro? Okay. Now, George Foreman, Old School, did you hear that George Foreman had a son that was 16-0 with 15 knockouts, then he just stopped boxing? He was off to an excellent start. Got your grandchildren driving you crazy? Okay, yeah. I know Jay always saying he wants grandchildren, but I'm trying to tell him, Old School, sometimes you be ready for them grandchildren to go home, don't you? I love them, but I be glad when my children come get them. Get them out of here. They're yours. That's why they call grandchildren. They live somewhere else. Okay. But George Foreman's son did become a trainer. Now, recent years. Turning to reality TV once more in 2016, Foreman starred in Better Late Than Never, a travel series that takes him along with his fellow castmates, William Shatner, Henry Winkler, and Terry Bradshaw, around the world as they check out their bucket list and explore foreign culture. I've never seen that. Yeah, they're talking about this movie. Anybody seen that movie? I haven't seen it yet. Foreman's life and career are the subjects of the 2023 biographical drama, Big George Foreman. Chris Davis plays Foreman in the film, which also features Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker and trainer Broadus. Well, that was the guy that trained him when he was in the Job Corps. Oh, man. Y'all got to see that movie. This is a quote from George Foreman. I love boxing, but I really love selling myself more than anything. All my sons are named George Foreman. They all know where they came from. They would have knew that without naming all of them George. Come on, man. All right, George Foreman. That was the profile for today, okay? Everybody seems to like that, so. Tomorrow, it will be none other than Sugar Ray Robinson, arguably the best pound-for-pound boxer in history, okay? Now let's take a look and see what's going on around boxing today. How did everybody enjoy those fights last night? I did a little breakdown of them earlier. Shadeja fooled everybody. Shadeja made me go against my home girl and fellow Baltimorean, Franchon Cruz. You know? My wife telling me I don't know shit about boxing because she picked Franchon. I picked Shadeja. I lost my dollar. You know? I ain't picking against Baltimore no more. Okay. Now unless it's somebody from Baltimore fighting Tank, then I gotta pick against them. Okay. Boxing News 24. We got 321. Oh, come on. I know I'm not reading this, man. Remember I was just saying Robert Guerrero saying he's gonna stay around and go for a title shot. I must be reading wrong. This thing says Robert Guerrero wants boots and his snakes. He's joking. He's just feeling up and good and high after his win. He don't really want that. Did y'all hear what I just said? That's what I said, old school. She had the wrong game plan. What was her game plan? Anyway. Huh? She just walked out there every round straight to Franchon and let her grab her. That's all she did every round. Except for like the late the 8th round and 9th and 10th. Today just started opening up. But the first 7 rounds, she walked out there straight to Franchon every round and just let her grab her. So what was her strategy? But did y'all hear what I just read? Robert Guerrero wants boot snakes. Okay, let's dig into that a little ways. I didn't have my glasses on. Maybe I read that wrong. Yeah, Robert Guerrero wants boots and the snakes. Okay, that's crazy. Boots might kill that old man. Robert the Ghost Guerrero wants a title shot against IBF welterweight champion Jaron Boots and the Snakes after his one-sided 10-round unanimous decision against Andre Berto. Okay, let me get this straight. You got a one-sided win over Andre Berto. So now that makes you think you want Boots and the Snakes. The man, is he on that snack program? Or he's drinking the wrong Kool-Aid or something? Guerrero, you don't want that, man. You ain't even gonna get no whole, it ain't no big bag. What is wrong with him, Bob? Maybe he actually thinks he can win. Saints winning? Who they playing? Old school? Did they change coaches or something? Wow. It's gotta be late in the game. Man. Let me see if it's snowing outside. The Saints winning. I'm sorry, old school. Old school, did they change coaches though? They winning 24-6. Wow. But yeah, defeating Berto isn't enough to get Guerrero a title shot against Boots. Come on, man. Now, if Guerrero is serious about wanting a title shot against Boots, he should prove himself by beating one of these guys. Roman Villa, Giovanni Santillan, Alexis Rocha, Keith Thurman, or Conor Benn. Of none will he be able to beat, right? He can't get by none of those guys. He's 40-something years old. The damn quarterback for the Giants got hurt. Take my head. I had him in fantasy. Oh, you did? Who is the quarterback for the Giants? Is it that guy? What's his name? Daniel something? He got hurt. Wow. Yeah. Guerrero, fight Vila, Santillan, Rocha, Thurman, or Boots. I mean, not Boots, Ben. Okay? Because any of those people, and they didn't put Burgos on the list, or Barrios. Any of those deserve a title shot before you. Come on, man. Boots would take major criticism if he were to defend against Guerrero. That is so true. Guerrero is not even ranked in the top 15. DeVito. Who is that old school? The new coach? Oh, the quarterback. Okay. Wait a minute now. Who got hurt? I thought D for the win said the Giants quarterback got hurt. Yeah. Daniel something is a Giants quarterback. They went in the day old school. Maybe they done turned the corner. They'll finish up strong for 2024 season or 2024-25. You know, maybe they went out. What they got? 4 more games left. Yeah, they'll win out and come in here next year, tearing up. Well, we got 31 likes, man. This is outstanding. 31 likes. Now, Guerrero is not even ranked in the top 15. But you're going to beat another 40-year-old man, all of a sudden you're in line for a title shot. The man is delirious. Let me go to the next story. The man is delirious. Oh, I knew it. Remember I said when we first started that Sonny Edwards had a broken orbital bone or the top of his jaw, something is broke? I told you. Revealed fractured eye after Rodriguez upset. Seeing double. I knew it. I could see how his face was sitting over there on that side. I knew it. And I hadn't read this story yet. Yeah. Let's dig into it a little ways. I'm going to drop the link for this last half hour too. Sonny Edwards reveals fractured eye after Rodriguez upset, seeing double. I knew it. Because his face just wasn't lined up right over there on that side after that fight. You could see it. I knew it was something. I thought it was the jaw. Because it would seem like it was kind of down low to be eye, but yeah, it's a fractured eye. Man. Must be that orbital bone, I guess. Boxing is a rough sport, man. That's why I don't call none of these guys trash. I don't care if they 0 and 70, man. You go up them steps and get in that ring, you got my respect, man. Just imagine that your eye, your orbital bone fractured. Come on, man. That's got to be some hurting shit for days. Ain't no damn pain medical to stop that from hurting, man. The GOATs are terrible. I had the Saints killing them, dude. Getting the garbage yards to get me over to 120. Okay. Y'all don't play fantasy football. I'm in fantasy basketball, though. Maybe next season, the JBT can get a fantasy football thing going or something. I'm going to look into that. We got plenty of time for next season. Anybody be interested in that? We getting a little fantasy football league together. We'll get started early next year. Well, toward football season next year, whatever. Have our little draft and stuff. We'll get it together. Yeah. It says Sonny Edwards came up empty-handed in his flyweight unification fight last Saturday night. What you mean last Saturday? You mean last night? Suffering an eye injury, okay, at the hands of young matchroom phenom Jesse Bam. And Jesse Bam is now, he's going on my pound-for-pound list. I don't know who's coming off. Yeah, orbital bone fracture of his left eye. Yeah, because that thing started swollen around the second round. Immediately, Bam caught him with that right and looked like as soon as his hand came back, the thing started swollen up, man. Yeah. So he had to, when that swelling happened that fast, something is broken, man. Yeah. 27-year-old Brit suffered an orbital fracture of his left eye. Yeah, but just second round. Yeah, that's what I said. Richie Belize occurred in the second round. I saw it. Yeah, after getting hit stiff by a stiff jab from Rodriguez. Because he hit him, and by the time the round was over, the shit was swollen up. That's where you know you got breakage in there. From that point on, Edward said he saw double vision out of his injured eye. Said that's why he couldn't make it back in the 10th round due to his eye problem. Well, he was going to lose anyway, so. Still, Sonny made it to the 10th round before the fight was halted. Yeah, he showed a lot of heart, man. Because Bam was punishing him. Yeah, Bam was punishing him. Sonny is 21, Bam is 19-0. Fighting with blurred vision from the second round, Edwards couldn't keep Bam off of him, as Bam used relentless pressure to wear him down. I'm going to drop this link in for these last 30 minutes, if I can find it. Yeah, my Ravens play tonight, the night game against the Jaguars. We're 10-3 and going full speed ahead toward the best team in the AFC, okay? So the AFC Championship will go through Baltimore, Maryland, hopefully this year. Okay, you got to come down Camden Yards, M&T Bank, if you want to go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC this year. Okay, somebody got to beat the Ravens down there. We done kept Lamar healthy all season. You know, the defense is playing like the old Ravens defense. Anybody heard this? Abiko cries foul after Morrell KO raises suspicion over drug testing. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no, Morrell. Please say it's not so. Please say it's not so. Let's dig into it. Fina Agbiko says he suspects the WBA regular super bantamweight champion David Morrell Jr. was using some type of performance-enhancing drugs Saturday night. During his second round knockout win. And Miko admits that he doesn't know for a fact that Morrell was using PEDs. Well, shut your mouth up then, man. But he sees something odd about the absence of drug testing for the fight, even though he signed the document for WADA to test, and it didn't happen. Well, you might as well be quiet. If you didn't test, you'll never know. What's up, Mrs. Just Do Boxing in the building? Yeah, Just Do told us that Baby Do wasn't feeling well. So we hoping he feel better, Miss Just Do. Appreciate you stopping by. Mrs. Just Do Boxing in the building. Yeah, I was reading about Agbiku is accusing Morrell of drug use, but they didn't take any tests, so he might as well be quiet. If he did use them, you won't know. Not this fight. It's a fine time to start screaming about drug testing. The fight is over now. You should have did that before the fight, right? Yeah. He's wasting his time. He is wasting his time, man. But I don't think so. Them Cuban boxers don't mess around like that. Now it says missing drug testing. Agbiku says Morrell didn't want to fight in Las Vegas, but chose Minnesota, where he says there's no drug testing done. But he feels that he's a suspect. It's a suspect move. Nobody put a gun to Agbiko's head and made him fight in Minnesota. You had to sign the contract, sir. He feels this is a red flag about something going on. Why is he saying all this after the fight, though? That makes no sense to me. Shouldn't he have been talking about this during the week? Or when they was in camp? not Sunday, when the fight was Saturday night, last night. It's a moot point now. It sounds like just a sore loser to me. After you get knocked on your ass, you're going to accuse a man of using drugs. Come on, man. I'm not even reading no more of that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That sounds like a sore loser move to me. He said nothing about drug use until after the fight. What? Benavidez Jr. says Morrell should fight Plant, Durrell, or Andrade next. I concur. 1,000%. Yep. I mean, I was told earlier to name somebody that is a step up from Agbiko, but I ain't going back and forth with nobody. Ask me some shit like that. A step up from Agbiko. Come on, man. I could name about 50. But I think that that's a good point. Morrell should fight somebody other than David Benavidez next. I really do. Maybe people don't agree, but I ain't going back and forth with you. Everybody got their opinion, and they're welcome to it. And I'm welcome to mine. Thank you very much. But Jose Benavidez Jr. said David Morrell Jr. needs to fight the gatekeepers at 168 next, not his son. Plus, his son's trying to get a Canelo fight. He loses to Morrell, the Canelo fight is gone, right? After the successful title defenses of his WBA regular super middleweight belt against Siva Agbiko Saturday night. Morrell and his team are not open to listen to Benavidez Sr.'s patronizing advice, being steered away from the Mexican mafia towards gatekeeper. But Plant, Andrade, and them, they aren't gatekeepers, not yet. I don't think so. Y'all think they're gatekeepers? No. Jose Sr. wants Morrell to qualify for Benavidez by fighting washed-up vets on their legs with nothing left. Fight Christian and Billy. And would be food for him. They're not necessarily food for him. I don't think. No. I don't think so. That's interesting, though. Agbiko, I had never even heard of him before this fight, man. Come on. I know people are not trying to make it like Agbiko was some big challenge, man. I had never even heard of the guy before this fight. Come on, man, stop it. Stop it, y'all. Agbiko. Come on with that. How many people think Jesse Bam is pound for pound material? Anybody? I do. 32 likes. That is great. But isn't there something about Guerrero? He beats a 40-year-old man, and now he thinks he's ready for boots. They said fight Thurman or Vila or somebody first. Conor Benn, Cody Crowley. Fight one of them guys first. Barrios, which he will not beat any of them. Okay. And tomorrow's profile will be Sugar Ray Robinson himself. And next week is the big one from Saudi Arabia. Let's take another quick look at that one. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallen. Frank Sanchez against Junior Fa. I get ready to say Frank Sinatra. Jai Apataya. Who is Jai fighting? A minute now. Daniel Du Bois is fighting Jared Miller. Let me start over. They got this all messed up. It's running into each other. Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallen. Okay? Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker. Daniel Du Bois against Jared Miller. That's Big Baby, right? Frank Sanchez, Junior Fa, Jai Apataya. Oh, to be announced. To be announced. Then December 26th, we got Naoya Inoue against Marlon Tapales. That's for undisputed. And a whole bunch of other Japanese fighters that refuse to come out of Japan and fight anybody. That's crazy. But guys keep taking their titles, going over there defending against them. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to talk about real quick before we go. Draymond. I want to see exactly what happened with that. Draymond Green is suspended again in NBA action. Talk a little NBA before we get out of here. We got like 15 minutes. He got into another fight. I thought they was going to get rid of Draymond last year when he got into the situation with the Jordan Poole. Wasn't that last season? When he punched their kids like so. You're always picking on somebody small. And the coach, Steve Kerr, says Draymond needs help. That's the coach. I know what he's really thinking. We need to get him off of my team. Steve Kerr says, this is about more than basketball, okay? Now they went to play the Clippers. This happened last week. Wow. Thursday without Draymond. Okay. Don't know when he'll be back. I think he's played his last game with Golden State. I really do. I think Draymond Green has played his last game as a member of the Golden State Warriors. Oh yeah, and tomorrow we're going to do. First, we're going to take a look at Golden Gloves boxing, a history of it. And the equivalent of Golden Gloves in other countries around the world. Let's look at Golden Gloves, okay? I know it started in the 20s by this guy that used to write for the Chicago Tribune. That's when it started it, but I'm not going to get too much into it. And then we're going to profile Sugar Ray Robinson also tomorrow. Okay? So tune in for that. That'll be Monday. Okay? And I'm going to get on up out of here. Appreciate everybody for stopping through again, helping me out. 32 likes. That's incredible. That's my record. Wow. I'm breaking a new record every couple of days. Had double-digit people in here at one point today. Man, I might be a big channel one day. Might be able to get Bill to come over here and tell some lies. Or, spread some of his talking points. That's where I get big. Them Haneyyites to be pulling in here line. Appreciate you, GP. Appreciate everybody. It is always a pleasure to see my fellow members of the JBT. Okay. In here today, we had Mr. and Mrs. Just Do Boxing was in the building. And we all got Baby Do on our minds and praying that he feels better today. Okay. Old School was in the building today. D for the win. Oh, my regular stop by. Mike Mazik, Bruce Gass, Beer Knuckles and Boxing Talk was in the building. He'll be going live soon. Not too far away. Freestyle Media Sports was in the building. Gregory Pratt, appreciate you, GP. As always, was in the building. And Dre Finest. That was one of my earliest supporters, Dre Finest. He used to be on here when I come on at late night, 11 o'clock at night. Dre Finest, my main man. Appreciate you, Dre. And I appreciate everybody for supporting my small channel. But guess what? You got to be small before you can be big, right? Cast Sports, y'all.